I'm a little concerned by some recent numbers I saw from Pew Research. 63% of young men in America are single. That's a historically high number. And 50% of those young single men have no interest in dating. And 30% haven't had sex for more than a year. Why is this happening? You know? Well, in part, I believe, due to increased gambling, fantasy sports, and online betting. If you're spending all day making sports bets on your iPhone, I don't think you're meeting a lot of women. You're not even thinking about women. I mean, your disposable income has switched from socializing to sports betting. Also, guess what? Even if you're lucky enough to have a female within arm's reach in your life, you're never in the mood to have sex after you lose a bet, and you're going to lose most of your bets. Okay, let's take this further, guys. If you're not having sex anymore and you're not getting married anymore, it stands to reason you're not having kids anymore. If nobody's having kids, don't we go extinct? Dinosaurs stop screwing, and look what happened to them. Who doesn't want to have sex? I mean, you're trying to tell me you're going to spend every God-given moment making prop bets on rebounding totals and thinking about 3-team parlays while the planet goes belly up? You've got to procreate. Who doesn't want to have sex? Who doesn't want to have sex? You've got to procreate, you dingleberry degens. So put down your phone and put down your clicker and find a partner who will put on a Barry White song and give me a family of 4, or I will go gambling mad. Norman Chad. Norman Chad. Norman Chad. And welcome to Gambling Mad. I am your host, Norman Chad. Gambling Mad, sponsored as always by Fritos, picked in the afternoon, fresh off of Central California trees, directly to your retailer later that day. And by Fresca, always refreshing, recuperative, remarkable, the taste of Fresca. Fritos and Fresca, it's an entire meal. Today on Gambling Mad, we have the UFC about to have a record-breaking day next month. I will address MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred, face-to-face, person-to-person, man-to-man. And the World Series of Poker is upon us. I will help you have a winning summer. But first, the Caitlin Clark-infused WNBA is underway, which raises a question. Is the WNBA the next big thing? The answer? I don't know. No, I'm really not sure. Here's the situation. Most sports viewers are still men. What do we know about men? 1, most men don't enjoy watching women's sports. 2, most men love bacon. And 3, most men are pigs. Okay, so considering these 3 unassailable facts, the long-term prospects for the WNBA might not be as bright as one might like. Now, maybe Caitlin Clark will be the spark. But hey, Pele himself, the legend, could not even be the spark for professional soccer in America 50 years ago. The fact of the matter is, there are shifts in the sports culture, but they move pretty slowly. When the NFL came into being, college football was much more popular. It took decades for that to change. In the first half of the 20th century, boxing and horse racing were prominent players in our sports nation. In the 21st century, boxing has been eclipsed by MMA, and horse racing might be in its final stretch. So yeah, stuff changes, but not real quickly. The soccer boom has been a half a century in the making here in America. So we'll have to wait and see on the WNBA. Heck, we gave women the vote 100 years ago, and we still can't find elected officials we like. What are they doing for us? I mentioned MMA. Let's talk UFC. UFC poobah Dana White says that UFC 303 it's coming up on June 29th, has broken the record for highest gate in company history. Already $20 million in paid attendance. And why? Because of the anticipated return of Conor McGregor, scheduled to fight Michael Chandler. What's my prediction for the fight? It doesn't even happen. You heard me. The fight doesn't even go off. McGregor has not stepped into the octagon in nearly 3 years since he broke a leg in his match against Dustin Poirier. You know, it's tough to come back from a broken leg in a sport in which you not only have to be on your feet, but you also must know how to kickbox, which, my friends, involves using your legs. Would you want to be executing a leg kick with a previously broken leg? I once had a blister on my non-writing hand, and I didn't pick up a pen or a pencil for 7 months. Anyway, people think the fight is going to look like this. Let me show you. All right. Here are your two fighters. That's Michael Chandler. This, of course, is Conor McGregor. Okay, now, maybe early in round one, we'll see Chandler with an arm bar. Okay? Ooh, that hurts. Okay? But I think McGregor would come back with a rear naked choke. You can end a fight with a rear naked choke. But, I think the fight is going to look like this. That's Michael Chandler. Where's Conor McGregor? Nowhere to be found. He's the winner. No fight. Michael Chandler by default. People say I'm an idiot. I know what I'm talking about. I'd like to address MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred directly right now, if I may. Hey, Rob, how's it going? Oh, don't worry about me. I'm fine. I see you were recently asked about MLB's stance on gambling, and you said, quote, "We were kind of dragged into legalized sports betting," end quote, by the landmark 2018 Supreme Court ruling that overturned a federal law preventing states from allowing sports gambling. Okay, I'll give you that. You couldn't stop that. But don't act as if you don't have a choice now. Baseball can embrace sports betting or not. Naturally, all sports leagues are going to embrace it for obvious reasons. Money. And baseball has done exactly that. MLB has official betting partners, and most individual franchises have betting sponsors. So don't pretend like you are wrestling with some moral quandary here, Rob, in terms of the legalized sports betting. We are men of action. Lies do not become us. Accept the betting money, accept the betting fan base, accept the betting culture that might swallow up your whole game, and just pray the whole enterprise doesn't come tumbling down because of some major gambling scandal. The Price is Right debuted in 1972. In its 50-plus year history, it has had two hosts, Bob Barker and Drew Carey. Barker quit in 2007, and Carey has hosted the past 17 years. Carey, now at age 65, was asked recently about his future with the show. "I'm not going anywhere," he said. "I think Bob made a mistake by retiring. I'm not going to make that same mistake." That's interesting, When Bob Barker finally retired from The Price is Right, he was 83 years old. Now, I know that presidents, popes, and game show hosts can work well into their 90s if they want. But maybe Bob Barker just grew tired of holding that damn stick mic. By the way, Barker passed away last year at age 99. On the other hand, Drew Carey just said, "As long as my heart is ticking, I'm going to do The Price is Right." He's not going to give it up, which raises an existential question. Just how many showcases can one man give away in a single life? Time for D-Gen's gonna D-Gen. A 41-year-old mother faces DUI charges in Newtown Township, Pennsylvania, after she ran into her 7-year-old son with her car in the parking lot of a Little League baseball field, according to WPVI-TV. Now, I have long railed against the evils of youth sports and Little League in particular. But I never imagined that included your mom running you over. The mom told police she didn't realize her son wasn't inside the car until she backed into I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. Until she backed in the boy. I would not be laughing if he was seriously injured, okay? Her son suffered some injuries to one of his ankles. Police said the woman was slurring her speech and had a strong odor of alcohol. This reminds me why, as a kid, I never let my mother come to any of my piano recitals. Degen's gonna degen. The World Series of Poker is descending upon Las Vegas. I have been there for the past 20-odd years, and I am uniquely qualified to give you good people tips on going to the World Series. Number one, give a heartfelt goodbye to all loved ones. You might never see them again. Number two, take breaks from the WSOP madness. Maybe an afternoon at nearby Mount Charleston. Maybe a little bowling at Gold Coast. Las Vegas is one of the best bowling towns in all of the USA. 3, if you are driving from Las Vegas to Los Angeles, it is a run good must that you make a pit stop at Eddie World in Yermo, the best gas station / mini mart on the face of the earth. I would take Eddie World over the Champs-Élysées in Paris anytime. You heard me correctly. Eddie World beats Champs-Élysées. Bathrooms are so clean. You can eat off the floor. You cannot believe how many snacks they have. You can't believe how much beef jerky they have. You can't believe how many Philadelphia cheesesteaks they have. You can't believe how much Mexican candy they have. It is an apocalypse. And it's all large, it's all clean, it's all friendly, and it's all good for you. By the way, it's a place where you can pick up Fritos and Fresca. Number 4, keep a healthy supply of Fritos and Fresca in your hotel room or in your Airbnb. And number 5, if you happen to see me, walking on the strip, please cross to the other side of the road. I am just too busy and too important to allow you to speak to me. I'm Norman Chad. Before we wrap up, I'm going to say this one time and one time only. Woof! 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 That is the sound of a dog barking. And when a dog barks, woof! 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 It is not saying, take me to the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show. The annual Westminster Dog Show just completed for the 141st time. Trust me, virtually none of the dogs wanted to be there. That's right, you huckadoodles. I am now a dog spokesperson, and I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt that they have no desire to be paraded in front of judges who check out their appearance, temperament, and bone structure. All most dogs want to do is eat, poop, and sleep. Occasionally, they don't mind snuffing another friend's butt. Occasionally, they don't mind chasing a tennis ball. Occasionally, they don't mind sticking their head out of your car window. But pretty much, those wonderful creatures, all they want to do is eat, poop, and sleep. So the next time you hear, woof, 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 go get your pooch a nice peanut butter tweet or treat. That will do it for another episode of Gambling Mad. I am your host, Norman Chad. Hope to see you next time. And remember, if you're going to roll the dice, make sure they're loaded.
Gambling Mad with Norm Chad is written by Norm Chad and ghostwritten by Norm Chad. Executive producer John Scheinberg, Rick Barrio-Dill, and produced by Norm Chad and Rick Barrio-Dill. Associate producer is Bree Coury. Showrunner is Dan Telfer. Audio, video, engineering, and studio facilities provided by 360 Pod Studios Beverly Hills and Slap Studios LA. If you want to complain to Norm about anything, make sure to reach out at Gambling Mad Show, anywhere you get your socials, and at Gambling Mad with Norm Chad on YouTube. And if you really want to get at him, send a message to info@slapstudiosla.com. And big thanks to Tony, the special sauce, who truly is the boss. Thank you for the cookies and the treats. We promise you to make the post-production move faster.